people that have covered us in the years that I've been a coach, 33 years as a head coach, the guy that I just have so much respect for is Ed, and the way that he handled himself and the great job that he's done, and the esteem in which he's held by his colleagues and the people that have had the opportunity and the privilege to read his columns for all these years. So Ed, it's a real pleasure for me to be here today to honor you. They're naming the press box, and they ought to name the stadium after you. The press box, the whole deal. Make it, Edwin Pope Day. Congratulations.
Thank you. At a time when journalism is undergoing a lot of change, doesn't Edwin remind us of what it's all about? Of what you can accomplish with style and humor and humility and hard work, and being there day in and day out. And in the case of Edwin, that means a half century for our paper, and actually 7 decades if you go all the way back to Athens, Georgia. And it's kind of fun to look at the different columns and see how his face changes over the years. He's getting better looking, I think, in many ways.
There's probably anybody who chronicled the Miami Dolphins more than Ed, and what he wrote, and the great Shula wins and the Marino touchdowns. I mean,
and he was very instrumental in my coming here with the Dolphins in 1970. He and his colleague Bill Broucher, who is a John Carroll graduate, and Joe Robbie were sitting around one day talking about they were going to make a coaching change and try to determine who they wanted to bring in as their coach. And I think Broucher mentioned that he went to John Carroll, and I think Ed said, well, didn't Shula go there? And then Robbie said, Shula, that's the guy. So the next thing I know, I get a phone call about coming down to be the Dolphins coach. And that was in 1970, and 26 years later, I have great memories of being down here as a Dolphin coach and being covered by a guy that I think is the greatest right there, Edwin Pope.
It's funny, my whole life has been Herald. I started out on the Athens Herald long before most of you even thought of being born. In 1943, when we would go in there in the wintertime, and I would have to light the old coal stove. God, it was cold. You ever tried to write a column with gloves on it? That's what I tried to do on the Athens Herald. But I have them to thank first, and all of you folks. Ever since then, my family, my wonderful family, Miami Herald has just been like a second father to me. I don't think anybody's ever been any luckier than I have in the people that I have worked for. And when I say the people that I work for, I'm including all of you. And I just thank you for everything so much. Thank you.